In 2026, some AI agent engineers are building systems that can research, write reports, analyze data, use software, and even manage other AI agents. But if someone asked what these engineers actually do all day, most people couldn't answer. So in this video, you'll experience life at every level of an AI agent engineer, from building your first simple AI workflow to designing entire teams of AI agents that work together like digital employees. By the end, you'll know exactly what this career looks like in the real world. Level 1. AI Explorer. You're curious about AI, but you've never built anything with it before. At this level, you're spending hours testing tools like ChatGPT, Claude, and other AI apps. One day you're asking AI to write emails. The next day you're using it to summarize articles or generate ideas. You're constantly thinking, this is cool, but how are people actually making money with this? Your biggest challenge isn't building AI, it's understanding what's even possible. Most people stay at this level because they use AI for fun. But you're starting to realize that businesses aren't paying for prompts, they're paying for problems solved. Your income from AI is usually zero, but your curiosity is at an all-time high. And that's what eventually pushes you to level 2. Level 2. Prompt Builder. You can get AI to do useful work, but only when you tell it exactly what to do. At this level, you've realized that the quality of the output depends on the quality of your instructions. You're no longer asking random questions. Instead, you're learning how to structure prompts, give context, and get AI to produce better results. You might spend your day creating content, analyzing data, writing code, or solving small business problems with AI. Friends and coworkers start asking, how did you get ChatGPT to do that? Your biggest challenge is that AI still can't do much on its own. Every step requires your guidance. For the first time, you start seeing how AI can create real value, not just save time. You may even earn your first few dollars through freelancing, side projects, or helping businesses use AI more effectively. But soon, you notice a bigger problem. You're still doing all the work. And that's what leads you to level 3. Level 3. AI Workflow Creator. You're no longer using AI for yourself, you're using it to automate work. At this level, you discover something important. Most businesses don't care about AI. They care about saving time. So instead of writing prompts all day, you start building workflows that handle real work automatically. For example, when a customer submits a request, AI can read it, summarize the key details, create a task, and send it to the right team. Or when hundreds of emails arrive every day, AI can organize them, extract important information, and prepare responses automatically. You're no longer asking AI to help you work. You're teaching AI to handle parts of the work itself. Your day is spent designing processes, testing workflows, fixing errors, and figuring out where automation can make the biggest impact. The biggest challenge? Real businesses are messy. Customers make mistakes, data is incomplete, and things don't always go according to plan. One broken step can stop the entire workflow, so reliability becomes just as important as creativity. But when everything works, the results are impressive. Tasks that used to take hours can now happen in minutes. For the first time, companies aren't impressed by your prompts. They're impressed by the time and money you're saving. Many people start landing freelance projects, consulting gigs, or even full-time AI roles at this stage. But there's still one limitation. These workflows follow instructions. They don't really make decisions on their own. And that's what takes you to level 4. Level 4. AI Automation Developer. Businesses now pay you to eliminate repetitive work. Up until now, you've been building workflows that follow a fixed set of steps. But at this level, things start to change. You realize that many real-world problems can't be solved with simple automation alone. Customers ask unexpected questions. Data comes in different formats. Situations change from case to case. And that's where AI becomes much more powerful. Instead of telling a system exactly what to do at every step, you start giving it a goal. For example, rather than creating a workflow that follows one path, you might build a system that reads a customer request, figures out what the customer actually needs, gathers the necessary information, and decides what action should happen next. You're no longer just automating tasks. You're automating decision-making. Your day is spent studying business processes, identifying bottlenecks, testing AI behavior, and finding ways to reduce human effort without sacrificing quality. The biggest challenge? AI is smart, but it's not always right. Sometimes it misunderstands instructions. Sometimes it misses important details. Sometimes it sounds confident while being completely wrong. So a huge part of your job becomes building safeguards, testing edge cases, and making sure the system can be trusted in the real world. And this is where many people discover an important truth about AI. Building a cool demo is easy. Building something a business can rely on every day is much harder. But when you get it right, the impact is massive. A process that once required multiple employees can now happen automatically, with humans only stepping in when necessary. Companies start viewing you differently. You're no longer someone who uses AI. You're someone who helps businesses operate more efficiently. Your income, responsibilities, and opportunities grow quickly at this stage because you're solving expensive problems. But eventually, another realization hits you. These systems can make small decisions. What if they could handle entire jobs? And that's where you become an AI agent engineer. Level 5. AI agent engineer. You're building AI systems that can take actions on their own. This is where things get really interesting. Instead of creating automations that follow a fixed process, you're now building AI agents that can understand a goal, make decisions, gather information, use software, and complete tasks with minimal human involvement. For example, a company might ask for an AI agent that can research competitors, analyze the findings, create a report, and deliver it to a manager every morning. Unlike a traditional workflow, the agent isn't following the exact same path every time. One day it might analyze a website. Another day it might compare product reviews, study market trends, or search for new competitors. The goal stays the same, but the agent decides how to reach it. Not because someone programmed every step. Because the agent figured out how to get the job done. Many agents can also remember important information from previous tasks, allowing them to make better decisions over time instead of starting from zero every time they work. For the first time, you're building systems that behave less like software and more like digital workers. Your day is spent designing agent behavior, testing how agents make decisions, improving reliability, and making sure they can handle situations they weren't explicitly trained for. You're constantly asking questions like, what information should the agent have access to? When should it ask for human approval? What should happen if it's unsure? Small decisions like these can determine whether an agent becomes useful or completely unreliable. The biggest challenge? Giving an AI agent freedom is easy. Making good decisions consistently is hard. An agent might choose the wrong strategy, use the wrong information, or solve the wrong problem entirely. That's why a huge part of your job is making agents more reliable, more accurate, and more trustworthy. And this is where many people outside the industry get confused. They think AI agent engineers spend all day talking to chatbots. In reality, you're spending much more time thinking about business problems than AI itself. The best AI agent engineers aren't the ones who know the most buzzwords. They're the ones who understand how real work gets done and how parts of that work can be delegated to intelligent systems. You're building systems that can perform real work inside real businesses. When successful, these agents can save hundreds or even thousands of hours of human effort. At this stage, you're working on some of the most exciting technology in the world. Demand for your skills is growing, companies are paying attention, and you're no longer just improving workflows. You're building digital workers. But soon, one agent isn't enough. Because businesses don't run on one employee. They run on teams. And that's what takes you to level 6. Level 6, Senior AI Agent Engineer. You're trusted with mission-critical AI systems. At this level, building a single AI agent is no longer enough. Businesses are now asking for entire systems where multiple AI agents work together to solve bigger problems. For example, one agent might research information, another might analyze it, a third might verify the results, and a fourth might create the final report. Instead of managing one digital worker, you're managing an entire digital team. Your day is spent designing how these agents communicate, share information, and coordinate their work without creating confusion or mistakes. The biggest challenge? Complexity. A single agent can make mistakes. A team of agents can make mistakes much faster. As these systems grow, reliability becomes everything. One incorrect decision can spread through the entire system and affect every agent connected to it. You also spend a lot of time monitoring performance, identifying weak points, and figuring out why agents made certain decisions. And this is where many people discover that building advanced AI systems is often less about AI and more about system design. The hardest part isn't creating intelligent agents. It's creating intelligent agents that can work together reliably. At this stage, companies trust you with projects that can impact entire departments, not just individual tasks. The systems you're building can help automate research, customer support, operations, reporting, and countless other business functions. Your responsibilities are growing. Your impact is growing. And so is the value you bring to a company. But eventually, you stop thinking about individual agents altogether. You start thinking about the entire architecture behind them. And that's what takes you to level 7. Level 7. AI Agent Architect. You design entire systems where teams of AI agents work together. At this level, you're no longer focused on individual agents. You're focused on the bigger picture. Instead of asking, how should this agent work? You're asking, how should this entire AI system work? A company might want to automate a process that involves research, customer support, data analysis, reporting, quality checks, and decision-making. Instead of building one super agent that does everything, you design a system where specialized agents handle different responsibilities and work together like a real organization. Some agents gather information. Some analyze it. Some verify it. Some take action. And some monitor the others. Your job is deciding how all of these pieces fit together. Your day is spent designing architectures, setting rules, creating safeguards, and making sure information flows to the right agents at the right time. The biggest challenge? Scale. When a handful of agents become hundreds, or even thousands, small mistakes can become very expensive. A design decision that seems minor today can affect millions of tasks in the future. That's why you're constantly thinking about reliability, security, efficiency, and how these systems will perform months or years from now. At this stage, you're influencing how entire companies operate. The systems you design can affect customer experience, employee productivity, and business decisions across entire departments. And something interesting starts to happen. People stop asking you how to build an AI agent. They start asking you how to transform their business with AI. You're no longer just an engineer. You're becoming a strategist. But eventually, you realize there's one more level beyond designing systems for other companies. Building your own. And that's what takes you to level 8. Level 8. Agentic AI Founder. You're building the future of digital work. At this level, you're no longer building AI systems for a company. You're building companies powered by AI systems. The knowledge you've gained from workflows, automation, agents, and large-scale architectures now comes together into a single mission, creating products that solve real-world problems at scale. Instead of asking, how can I automate this task? You're asking, how can I redesign this entire business using AI? You might build a platform that helps companies automate customer support, or a system that performs market research, generates reports, and delivers business insights automatically. The opportunities are almost endless. Your day is no longer spent only writing specifications or designing systems. You're making product decisions, talking to customers, growing a team, finding new opportunities, and deciding where AI can create the most value. The biggest challenge? Technology is no longer the hardest part. Businesses. You can build the smartest AI agents in the world, but if they don't solve a real problem, nobody will use them. At this stage, success comes from understanding people as much as technology. And that's what separates great founders from great engineers. The most successful agentic AI founders don't win because they have better models. They win because they solve bigger problems. The systems you build can save millions of hours of work, help businesses operate more efficiently, and create entirely new ways for people to get things done. And perhaps the most interesting part? You're no longer building digital workers. You're building the digital workplaces where those workers operate. What started with a few prompts and simple AI tools has now become something much bigger. You've gone from using AI, to directing AI, to building with AI, to building businesses powered by AI. And here's the reality. Most people looking at AI today are focused on the tools. They're asking which model is best, which platform is trending, or which new feature was released this week. But the people creating the most value aren't obsessed with the tools. They're obsessed with the problems. Because tools change, models improve. Entire AI frameworks can become outdated in a matter of years. But businesses will always need people who can understand a problem, design a solution, and build systems that create real results. That's why AI agent engineering isn't really about AI. It's about learning how work gets done, understanding how decisions are made, and figuring out which parts can be delegated to intelligent systems. And that's exactly why this career is becoming so valuable. The people who succeed won't necessarily be the ones with the most technical knowledge. They'll be the ones who can connect technology to real-world problems. So whether you're an AI explorer, a prompt builder, or already designing advanced AI systems, you're still on the same journey. The only difference is the level you're currently playing. The question is, what level are you on today? And where do you want to be next year?